Something weird just happened. I stuck up for myself. After coming back from Rythmia, the retreat, I'm having to readjust to life outside. And I'm noticing that I'm being put in situations that I've been put in when I was a kid. I'm becoming more self-aware of how people are treating me, just as they used to treat me when I was a child. Only this time around, I'm behaving differently to it. On the way back at the airport, some of the security guards were taking the piss. They were saying how it was safe for me to leave my camera somewhere, which obviously wasn't safe. But they were taking advantage of my trusting in people. And they kind of looked at each other and laughed and smirked because I believed them. I actually believed they were good human beings for a second. And then when I got to the check-in, they were drilling me with questions. My friend had just gotten her bags checked and went straight out. No questions asked. I had less luggage than her. And yet, I was being drilled with questions. I looked at him dead in the eyes, and he honestly looked at me as if he didn't quite know why he was doing it, but he just kept giving me unnecessary questions and expecting me to answer them with some kind of resistance. And every time I kept dishing out the right answer over and over again as if it was fine because, nothing's wrong, he kept staring at me with a blank robotic face and just spitting out at me more and more questions. Things that weren't necessary at all. Anyway, I turned around from that guy, and the next thing I know is the woman wants to check my bags. I'm like, why? It's a tiny bag anyway. She tries to force it into this luggage thing which measures the side of your bag. As long as it can fit in this container, then it's okay for the plane. I tried putting it in there, it wasn't fitting. She didn't care about my luggage. She basically crushed it in there. And once she crushed it in there, she said, haha, now you can go pull it out. This treatment, how I was being treated, is not unfamiliar to me. I was treated like this when I was a child a lot, and it stopped at one point. And since I was at the ceremonies, my heart got healed, my personality got healed. It was like I was a child again, and I left the place with a different frequency, with a higher frequency, that akin to my childlike self. And because of that, I'm starting to attract people like this again. And I'm having to calibrate, readjust to these negative aspects of humanity. Anyway, a part of the calibration process was just revealed to me as I was graciously given my time to somebody online, and afterwards, I really needed to work. And I was already behind, so I just said, I can't speak right now, and they blew up on me. In a sense, it was passive-aggressive, but I'm not stupid. I speak to people for a living, and I'm very self-aware of my own behavior and how I used to communicate, in a dark headspace, and how from that dark headspace I used to project onto others, and how others have done that to me within my past. So I'm reading this message, and this person is constantly saying to me how my life's a certain way and it isn't so good because it's in a routine, and that my heart's all like this and that, and I'm saying no. My heart is perfect. It's healed. It's mainly because of the ayahuasca. It chipped away the last few stains, and I feel great. I'm not in a routine, and my life is awesome right now. And I basically stuck up for myself. I told her, no, you can't speak to me like this. You can't do what you're doing, and this is how my life is right now. It's great, it's perfect, and you just can't keep doing that, And I said, if you're going to keep doing that, then I'm not going to be able to coach you, And after that, I got up and I was like, whoa. I stuck up for myself. And then after processing what had just happened, because my mind was like, oh, are you sure you just stuck up for yourself? Or was you projecting? Was you deflecting? Was there something wrong there? And I was like, no, I really wasn't for the first time projecting or deflecting something that I knew needed to be fixed. No, this time I was secure in who I was, how my life was, and I didn't want anybody else to tell me it in any other way. And so I instantly stuck up for myself. And I've never done that before. So this is quite a big thing for me. And I thought I would record this little adjustment on camera, because this is literally, I'd say, about 4 days after coming back from the retreat. I've not really left my house in that time. And it's just constantly surprising, you know. It's also kind of upsetting. As to how much of the bitterness and ugliness I can now see in people because they're choosing to throw it my way because of my frequency, because of the shift. But I guess I'm just going to have to adjust that too. I know it's not my fault. I know it's all to deal with what they're going through. I'm basically a psychologist. I understood that a long time ago. And I made peace with that, not just from a logical perspective, but from a experiential standpoint. Because that's what I used to do when I used to have issues. But still, well, not still, because that implies that I've still got an issue with it. It's more like I've made peace with that aspect of the problem. But now this person's projecting, and it makes me feel more like, okay, now I'm feeling some new kind of way towards your behavior, which is new to me. And I'm gonna have to figure that out. I could probably do it while I'm on camera right now, actually. I'm pretty quick at these things, but yeah, it's all part of the adjustment process. My JC Ryan James Cropper, this has been Your Potential. I'm currently editing the vlogs for the plant medicine retreat. I'll speak to you all pretty soon. Peace.